And now, Warming Center Wednesdays with the Flathead Warming Center and KGEZ's John Hendricks, where we tackle hard conversations around the complex causes of homelessness and discuss how we as a community can collaborate to address them.
And joining me today from the Warming Center, we have John Rausch. Good afternoon, John.
And good afternoon, John.
So, boy, I tell you what, it's been an interesting 48 hours, has it not?
It has. It's been very, very activity-filled.
Yeah. But what we really want to discuss today is the whole concept of homelessness, because that's really what this show is all about. And to help us understand a bit more about it, you brought a guest.
I did. I brought she's a guest volunteer. Has experienced homelessness. She's been a guest of ours. She's currently what we call a guest volunteer. She's still a guest of the Warming Center, but she does volunteer. She's a guest during the season, and during the summer she volunteers, and during the season she volunteers. Her name is Chris Nelson.
Well, Chris, welcome.
Thank you.
So, I guess the first question everybody asks you is, how did it happen? How did you wind up homeless?
Nothing I planned. My ex-husband and we got a divorce, so he kicked me out. Then I went to my son's. My daughter-in-law was jealous, so she didn't like me, and that's how I became homeless.
Just that easily?
Yeah.
Just that quickly?
Yes.
What did it feel like when you first found yourself without a place to sleep, without a place to get out of the shelter?
It was very scary.
So what did you do?
I had some friends that helped. They rented me a motel room for a month because I have a dog. And so I stayed there, and then I went through CAP, and that's been a process.
Mm-hmm. That's the Community Action Partnership.
Yes.
Were they able to help you?
At that time, no.
Okay. So how did you wind up at the Warming Center?
Well, I'd stayed at a different place, and they got to be mean and cranky, and then somebody had told me, I'll go try the Warming Center.
Mm-hmm. And so how did that work out?
It's been a blessing.
Talk with us a little bit about, so you came to the Warming Center. How were you welcomed?
With open arms. Even though I didn't know anybody, they all treated me with respect, like a human. Everybody joked and kidded. But the first night was very scary.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, sleeping in a room with 50 other people.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of my days in the military in an open bay barracks with, with about 50 guys in it, and some people snore, even at that age. So, but at least you were out of the elements and you were safe.
Yes.
Have you ever felt unsafe on the street?
Many a nights, yes.
Mm-hmm.
The first night we were out, my son and we got egged over at the Center Mall. I have been harassed. I've been called lovely names. Some teenagers wanted to come up and pet my cat, but my animal is a dog.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And now your son was with you that first night?
Yes.
And obviously he couldn't stay with you because he had his home and he had his own responsibilities.
Well, it's an adopted son.
Mm-hmm.
And we were out staying over by the mall, and we got egged. They weren't hard-boiled, they were raw eggs.
Did they hit you?
They come within a foot of us, yeah.
Oh boy, that must have been pretty scary.
Yeah, first time being out, I didn't know what to expect.
And so first you get egged, and how many nights were you out on the street before you wound up at the Warming Center?
This was after the Warming Center closed.
Oh, this is after it closed for the summer?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So you were So this is real recent then that
Yes,
this happened.
last year.
Oh boy. And what has the warming center been able to do for you besides just giving you a place to sleep?
They have several resources that has come in and helped. I needed surgery, and they were there when I needed the help. It's just been a fantastic place, and it has saved my life.
Have you been able to work at all?
No. I work at the center as a guest volunteer, but outside work, not right now.
How come?
I need to have knee surgery. A little chicken to do that.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, that's a big step. So you really can't work because of your knee.
Yeah.
All right. And of course, that's a question everybody asks. Why don't you get a job?
It's not as easy as people think it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, particularly if you have no place to go, you can't get your clothes washed, you can't get a shower. It's pretty hard to present yourself to an employer.
Yes. I mean, who wants to go in smelling like stink? You'd never get hired anywhere.
Yeah. So what do you do when you're out there on the street in the middle of the night and you need a bathroom?
You would find a bush or behind a building or somewhere.
It's pretty dehumanizing.
It is.
You're not some young whippersnapper. You've been around for a while, and you've had I would assume, a pretty good life.
Somewhat, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, now anyway, you're at the warming center. You have a place to stay. And what kind of work do you do there?
I take in donations. I do laundry, help with serving the food, doing dishes.
Mm-hmm. The things that need to be done.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow. It's quite a story, and I can certainly understand why you are a little nervous about talking with us about it. It's pretty rough. But thank you for sharing all that with us. John, we're going to go to you and talk about mental health needs and how you're fulfilling that at the Warming Center after this.
Hello, this is Lieutenant Sean Pease from the Salvation Army here in Kalispell. Since 1895, our ministry has been a cornerstone in the Flathead Valley, dedicated to serving those in need with a rich array of programs and services. Times have changed, but our commitment to our community remains unwavering, and we couldn't do it without your incredible support. Thanks to you, we provide breakfast and lunch to our hungry neighbors Monday through Friday, and offer essential services like showers and laundry facilities. Want to get involved or learn more about our programs? Call us at 257-HELP. That's 257-4357. Visit kalispell.salvationarmy.org or find us on Facebook. Remember, together, we're better.
How do you spell help to a military veteran? First, you need to understand veterans are a unique population. They turn their life over to our country and were trained to rely only on themselves and each other. They will not ask for or expect help. Veterans Helping Veterans is about the only way a veteran will accept help. That's why Alan Erickson, a veteran, founded the Northwest Montana Veterans Stand Down in 2000. Stand down is a military term used to define a period where combat troops were allowed to stand down from the rigors of constant alert status and the hardships of battle. This stand down term aptly defines our homeless, at-risk, and low-income veterans. You drive by the new Northwest Montana Veterans Stand Down and Food Pantry every time you head east on Highway 2 past Kmart, the next building after Burger King. If you have clothing, food, or money to donate to our veterans in need, please donate it to the Northwest Montana Veterans Stand Down and Food Pantry. And if you buy at their thrift store, you're helping also. Thank you.
And now, back to Warming Center Wednesdays with the Flathead Warming Center and KGEZ's John Hendricks.
And we're having a conversation today with Chris Nelson. Chris has been homeless for some time. She is now at the Warming Center, and you're working there so that you can stay there. And John Rausch is spending an awful lot of time helping people try to find their lives back again. And John, you primarily work with people who have mental health needs.
I work with I'm working at the warming center now, so I work with all the guests there.
Okay.
Some of them have addictions needs, some of them have mental health needs. There's just various type of guests. In fact, the previous commercial about the VA, you just mentioned that. We have veterans who use our services as well, who stay at the shelter. So there's various populations we serve.
And so talk with us a little bit about how you are able to do that. Obviously, you don't have all those services available there at the warming center.
We have them come in. We have a wonderful network of different providers who come in and will meet with our people and engage them in the process, because a lot of our people, they don't do the traditional, I'm going to go to an office for an outpatient visit. It's difficult for them. So we have a lot of providers. I used to go there when I was with Manny Rivers for addiction services and offer it to the guests there. And we have different people who go in there. We have Cedar Creek, who's willing to come in and do substance abuse services. We have Western Montana Mental Health, and I know I've had them on before, who come in and will engage people in trying to deliver mental health services, as well as addiction services. We have Greater Valley, who can engage them in dental, medical. They were on last week. And behavioral health services, which is addictions treatment services and mental health treatment services as well.
Let's be real clear about one thing, is that substance use and possession of drugs is not allowed at the warming center.
No, it's not. We do not allow individuals in who are in possession of drugs or alcohol. They would enter, we would have them leave, and then we have a disciplinary system of 7 days out. First offense, 30 days out, second offense, and the third offense, they're out for the season. So we're very serious about that. We don't allow individuals who possess drugs or alcohol. We don't allow, yes, they're not allowed there.
Mm-hmm. But you do allow pets.
Oh, we allow pets, yeah. Pets are fantastic for a lot of people. The pets have to be under control, which means they're not causing problems. There's a pet agreement every guest will sign as to the conditions of having a pet. The pets we have are all it works. They're very much make a very warm community environment there. And they're part of the family. And pets are very therapeutic. So yes, we allow dogs, we allow cats, providing they're under control.
Probably not a snake.
That's never been an issue. So, no.
Right.
I mean, if somebody brought that in, we'd probably make sure that they had that contained.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Okay.
And contained safely.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk a bit about the atmosphere inside the warming center. How do you keep everything copacetic? These are people with trouble. They're in trouble.
Right.
They're
some of them are in trouble. Some of them aren't. And I was kind of interested.
Well, I say in trouble. I'm talking about they don't have a place to live outside of the warming center. They could be, it's 20 below outside. They could be freezing to death.
Right.
That's trouble.
Right. I kind of want to hear Chris's perspective on the community, because she's a part of that community. During the season, she lives there.
Chris, talk with us about your perception of that.
The people there, they know they have to follow the rules. If they can't, they're gone. Most of them do follow the rules because they have nowhere else to go, or else they're outside freezing to death.
And it does get cold here, doesn't it?
Yes.
Where did you go on a cold night when you were out there on the street?
Anywhere that was warm that had shelter.
Give me an example.
We would stay where the mall is. They have those two doors that you walk in. Let's see, where else? I have stayed at the library on that ramp.
These aren't exactly warm places.
No, there's no cover for them.
Do you have a blanket, or did you have a warm coat or anything?
We had coats and a couple sleeping bags.
Okay. But that's hardly a safe place. You're out in the open.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the warming center sure made a lot of difference for you, didn't it?
It has,
Yeah.
yes.
So, John, we need to wrap up this conversation, but what is it that you want to make sure everybody understands about Chris and the other people who come to the warming center?
People come to the warming center. There's people who come there who are just have been handed a bad situation. It's not, we're all anybody can get down on their luck, especially with the way the costs are in this valley, and end up in a situation where they're facing homelessness. Chris ended up there because she's in a bad situation. She's not causing trouble. She's not in active addiction, causing problems in the community. She's there because she ended up in a bad situation. And the warming center offers these people a place to go, a sense of community, a sense of belonging. We offer them a sense of love, essentially. We offer them love, and they get that there. That's pretty much what I see at the warming center and what makes it so appealing.
Chris, do you see yourself beyond the warming center? Do you see yourself back in a home, and can you see that happening in your life?
Yes, it's supposed to happen within a couple months.
Really?
Yes,
You have worked that far through the whole problem?
yes,
Within a couple of months, you could get your life back.
exactly.
Wow.
And if it wasn't for the warming center, I would have probably been dead last winter.
John, thank you so much for all you guys are doing there to help people who are warmless. But more than anything else, I think to give us a perspective, and Chris, you have done a wonderful job of that. Thank you so much. Thank you both.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us for another Warming Center Wednesday. Did you miss it, or would you like to share it with friends? Find today's and past shows via flatheadwarmingcenter.org. It's Warming Center Wednesdays on KGEZ 96.5 FM and 600 AM.
Stayed there